Welcome everyone who joined today's webinar. Let's introduce ourselves. My name is Zoltán Kovács and I have more than 20 years experience in a variety of IT roles and more than 10 years of experience in developing solutions for managing life science documents, for example, Microsoft Office macro development. My special field of interest is the submission-related word formatting issues and their fixes, and of course, the automation options to save effort, time, and money. And my colleague, Zsuzsa.
Hello everyone, my name is Zsuzsa Fülöp. I have 30 plus years experience in the IT industry, including 20 years experience in business processes and the workflows of different industries. In the past few years, I've been working in the life sciences document management. My special field of interest is collecting and understanding business requirements and translating them into well-designed software modules.
I guess you all know the joke. Why did the regulatory submission manager cross the road? To get to the other side of the pile of paperwork. Ooh, okay. And why are we here today? We will show methods for saving time and reducing the risk of non-compliance. We will understand that preparing content, validating Word and PDF files against regulatory guidelines is possible much earlier in the submission process. You will understand that many of your submission-specific checks and fixes can be automated today. Zsuzsa, may I ask you to describe the content preparation process in general? Zsuzsa, are you muted? Sorry.
Sorry. Yes. Sorry for that password. So the regulatory content management preparation is one of the most complicated document management workflows I've ever seen. On this slide, you can see a very simplified outline of it, focusing on the authoring and validation steps in order to achieve a technically compliant submission. Authoring involves manual work with Word files. Some structured content management tools are already available, and these tools can help a lot to add necessary parts from the different sources to the document. However, the responsibility of achieving a technical compliance remains always the responsibility of the authors. Review is performed mostly manually based on large checklists, but some automation is usually available for the reviewers, in most cases DIY pieces of Word macros. Updating is not included into the process diagram because I do like these funny pictures much better, but based on the comments added by the reviewers, the author must update the document. Dossier preparation includes rendering, PDF creation, and including all documents in the dossier. The draft published dossier must be validated before the finalization. In case of an issue, we have to turn back and re-execute some time-consuming steps. In the worst case, we are back to start. The goal is still to finish this process as quickly as we can and meet all the regulatory requirements. In this process, now there are many manual recurring process steps and extra work. And at the end, you still cannot be 100% sure about the perfect result. Technical compliance could seem to be less important than the content itself. So why we are focusing on this? Because these requirements are very hard to fulfill manually and can be easily automatized. And of course, they are critical for the successful submissions. Technical compliance means fulfilling all formatting, linking, and referencing requirements of the agencies and the pharma company itself. Industry standards help to simplify the review and approval process of new medicines or devices. Good authoring processes are defined to ensure the content is presented both in the format and to the technical specifications required by the agencies. Final documents will mostly be in PDF format, but the content will be created and edited using traditional authoring tools such as Microsoft Word. To ensure that the PDF is compliant, the Word document needs to be prepared in a specific way. If done correctly and with the correct tools, the process of generating the PDF files for inclusion in the regulatory submission can be much simplified, and the chance of the submission being rejected because of the technical issues can be lowered or even eliminated. If not, annoying issues can ruin our deadlines.
Absolutely. Ensuring that regulatory guidelines are followed on every single document is very difficult and often extremely time-consuming. Typically, much of the work is still performed manually or using multiple tools to check and rectify specific issues. Typical word issues that can cause technical non-compliance are problem with font sizes, heading numbering related issues, linking problems, or general formatting related issues. For example, track changes and comments exist, empty pages, or incorrect table formatting. In the sample document, you can see issues. For example, extra spaces in headings, application of blue text that is not a link, unnecessary empty paragraphs, or floating image sliding over the text. And another part of this document has other frequently occurring issues, such as accidentally left comments, out of sequence heading, table not aligned to page margins. So we could continue until the end of this day the list of word issues. And of course, we could spend boring hours finding and correcting them. But we would be never sure that our document is error-free. You know that the final documents are submitted in PDF format. If we are not fully careful, we can hide some landmines accidentally. Those can have fatal result in the PDF rendering process, resulting in a rejected submission. What is the typical source of PDF creation errors? Floating images, even embedded objects, page or margin errors, a large number of unused bookmarks, broken internal links or cross-references, or just remaining instructions, hidden text, and comments. The good news is that modern automation tools can detect these issues even in the Word document, where the remediation is in your hands. Thanks to this, you can avoid extra steps in the internal review and approval process. Like the Word documents, we can show some typical problems in the PDF files. The guidelines from authorities apply strict expectation to the submitted PDF documents. These requirements don't have any relation to the content itself, so we can consider them as purely technical demands. Thus, they should not require any special knowledge or experience. In this sample, you can find PDF checklist questions that are related to first page orientation, PDF protection, watermarks, PDF properties, and PDF technical settings. I mean, version, web view, or size. And we can continue the checklist with some additional nice questions, such as, are there any blank pages? Is there any blue text is not hyperlinked? Are all fonts embedded? But we can all agree that hunting down and finding all the problems in a PDF document is almost the most painful punishment a QA can receive. Zsuzsa, could you say some words about the challenging tasks?
Yes. As you saw in the previous slides, authoring a document is a quite challenging task. Even if you have the entire content in place, there are a lot of additional formatting steps ahead. Using the correct template and having all content pieces received from external sources and placed in the different document places, there are plenty of additional steps to do. You have to check or reformat all lists, tables, figure and table captions. You have to check whether the text formatting is correctly done using styles and not with character or paragraph formatting. Templates can help in the proper formatting only if the document pieces are written with the expected styles. Copying document parts from external sources can easily result a lot of new styles in your document. I think everybody could continue this list hours long. These repetitive, complicated, time-consuming tasks cry out for supporting tools. Otherwise, the risk of refusal will be unacceptably high. To be a technical QC reviewer can be even more challenging. Sitting somewhere at the end of the authoring process, the time pressure is always high. Working with documents over 100 pages and checklists containing 50+ items, the chances of finding all issues manually seem like hitting a jackpot. Missing an issue can easily result in the refusal of the whole submission. So we could ask, how can you make a QC reviewer happy? Give them a style guide, a checklist, and a deadline extension. I cannot organize any deadline extension for any QC reviewer, but Zoltan, do you have a better idea?
Yes, sure. The first and the most readily available solution for reaching technical compliance is a good set of document templates. Using templates is an easy and cheap solution that can be also created from a good sample. You can easily record the standard formatting elements of your company. However, keep in mind that the templates need to be updated to remain compliant. I have also to mention that using the clipboard can inject new, distracted styles into your current document. There are numerous elements on the dark side to be considered as disadvantages. For example, updating the huge number of existing documents or the templates themselves requires enormous effort. Only experienced Word users can work just with templates to ensure submission-ready Word documents. Repetitive formatting steps could be tedious and cause hard-to-find problems. The next level for reaching technical compliance is when the custom operation is recorded in a dedicated program code. Microsoft Word contains a built-in development environment. Using Visual Basic macros, you can perform any Word function in a programmed manner. For example, create, format, and search document content. It is very easy to record a sequence of repetitive tasks and similarly easy to play it back. Additionally, Word experience is not necessary if you have a properly developed macro with lots of medical document writing functions. Implementing a number of different tools with macros to help identify issues is very complex. Furthermore, it becomes expensive to maintain and manage even in the case of developed in-house. Macro code execution could be slow and unstable due to its architecture and is not able to work on huge documents effectively during complex processes. Macros have frequently been used for viruses or harmful functions, so virus scanners do not like them. Word add-ins can give you solid solutions to cover complex business processes in parallel with great performance on large documents and ensure the highest security. They serve a wide range of functionality for medical writing, such as identifying and resolving issues, together with authoring functions to provide support in document creation process. Additionally, no Word experience is necessary because add-ins can give you easy-to-use navigation options with the latest user experience. Add-ins can be easily distributed to your authoring community. Tools exist that can check your content for both internal and external compliance issues. It is possible to identify where the document deviates from the guidelines. Some tools have the ability to fix the issues individually or all at once. You can see some great Word add-ins examples for different purposes that could be useful among medical writers. Perfectit for consistency checking, EndNote and Zotero for reference and citation handling, DocX tools for compliance verification and correction, and OnStyle, which is a good not only for authoring, but also for compliance verification and bar correction. We recommend making sure to use an automated tool that can check and fix Word documents for compliance issues. Total automation could be the preferred solution, but it will likely never be possible to fully automate the content preparation process, as there will always be issues that require human interaction. What does automatic batch validation mean? Automated workflows checks and fix many documents at the same time at the required points in the content lifecycle without any human involvement. The integration of automatic workflows can happen, for example, into the PDF rendering systems, such as DocShifter, or into the workflows of content management systems, such as SharePoint. The application within these environments ensures that the validation is an inseparable part of the submission content preparation process. As the result of validation, a detailed and complete report could highlight those problems which can require real human interaction. Later in the process, when we receive PDF files built up from several Word documents, we can face further challenges. Besides the issues derived from Word documents, new problems can appear in PDFs. Fortunately, there are multiple possibilities to detect, filter, or correct the issues in PDF files. Let's see them. Adobe Acrobat is a well-known tool for modifying PDF documents once we have found the problem somehow. There are other tools or web browser plugins for QC professionals that make annotations or corrections. Multiple PDF files can be processed by interactive, semi-automated batch validation options. On-track PDF validation is a great example of this type of supporting solution. And finally, there are automatic batch validation tools that can check and fix occurring PDF issues. But without human interaction, the range of fully automated corrections is quite narrow.
We saw a list of automation possibilities in the validation and issue fixing. Now back to our simple process diagram. The idea is to add these new steps as early in the process as we can. Finding and fixing an issue right in the authoring phase instead of stepping into the review, reject, correct cycle can save time and cost. If the author has a tool to self-check the document against the most possible requirement, the chances of document being rejected by the reviewer will be significantly lower. If the generated PDFs could be validated automatically right after the rendering, the last validation step would fail only in case of very rare special issues. What do we need to achieve this? An easy-to-use automated tool in Word to help the authors, and an automated PDF validation tool for finding those issues which are specific to the PDF itself and cannot be checked and fixed in the Word documents. Authoring. This is the first process step where issues can arise in the document. So this is the right place to start trying to avoid this. How can it be achieved? Word is a complex tool. It has plenty of possible ways to create the document elements. This is very useful for document layout designers. They can choose from a wide range of layouts of lists or tables. But this is a nightmare for the document authors if they are obliged to use a specific format of these objects. A well-parameterized authoring tool will speed up the authoring process and let authors to focus on the content itself. Regulatory document authoring means a lot of rules to comply with. Trying to find and correct the issues during the authoring will increase the quality of the document, which will result with a lot of time saving in the later process steps. A QC checklist usually contains many items that can be easily automated. If this is done, the list of findings can be presented just in a few seconds. Many of the issues can be automatically corrected, or the reviewer can do it manually with only a few clicks. Different types of documents may require different sets of QC checks. Creating specific checklists for the document types will certainly increase the efficiency. With this automation, the time spent with the QCing the document will significantly decrease, and the quality of the created PDF will be much higher. Changing the manual process steps to automatic validation in an earlier step of the process will reduce the risk of rejection of the document at any point of the process. While each check might seem minor on its own, when you multiply the number of checks performed in each document by the number of documents being authored and by the number of versions created through its lifespan, it's easy to see that every minor automated step can save a lot of time during the content creation. It makes the entire authoring and review process more efficient and ensures that the limited time available can be focused, as it should be, on the content, delivering fully compliant content on time. So, how can you make a quality manager happy? Give them a life science submission that's error-free, meets all the regulatory requirements, and comes with a side of donuts. Well, we cannot give them donuts, but we can provide some tips for the challenges they face. Our solution will help reduce the risk of compliance issues and speed up the authoring and QC processes. Let us show some more concrete examples of authoring and QC issues and our solution for them.
Okay, we have chosen 5 examples that can cause daily headaches for authors. The first one deals with data tables when the information comes from external sources such as medical devices or Excel worksheets. Probably you have also already spent a few minutes with the preparation of correctly formatted tables, or just reformatting the table once you pasted it from your clipboard. A standard table has multiple properties to be set correctly, such as borders inside and outside, and in the header row. Different font formats to be applied in the header, the footer, and the body part, or using dedicated styles for different table parts. There are items belonging to tables, such as captions or footnotes. A good caption also has strict rules because this part may be referred to in a later part of the document. And we did not speak about the table sizing and positioning questions. Seeing this huge number of requirements, no one is wondering that it is quite easy to miss any step of the table reformatting process, even if you have to repeat it multiple times in your document. But it is quite easy to reproduce the typical table formatting issues. For example, the non-uniform appearance of tables, the wrong font type and size were used in the different parts of the table, or incorrect caption numbering and style used, improper table size or position applied. Let's see how the different techniques collected earlier can support our daily work. I'm sure that the majority of the current webinar participants are experienced Word users and can apply the built-in tools on a master level. If you have a document with existing tables, it would be essential to find the part of your table that does not meet the requirements. Unfortunately, the Word application, extended with advanced templates, cannot provide us with any tools for searching effectively. We have to find table function to go through the document and check the tables one by one manually. Or we can use the advanced find function to apply special conditions for filtering out unnecessary items. Sadly, we cannot search only the table cells to verify the cell styles. Searching for small text in table cells requires multiple steps to iterate through the possible incorrect font sizes. For table transformation, the reformatting process can be improved by the creation of a table style. This style definition includes a lot of table properties. For example, table borders, their colors and styles, font formatting of the different parts of the table, such as header row, blast row, or table position and sizing can be defined as well. But we cannot set dedicated cell styles for specific parts of the table. Definition of a table footer part is also impossible. Neither is the expected table title format. Let's see how can I transform my Excel table to the expected format having a well-prepared template. We can see here a standard table having these borders and custom styles in the header row and in the body. In this Excel sheet, we have the rich formatted data table with lots of formatted elements, borders, fonts, colors, everything you can imagine. If I paste this table into my document, I can use the style settings in my template. A dedicated table style is created for covering the company's specific formatting requirements. Its name is Data Table Style 1. If I apply it, then the table appearance is changed. But I have to align the header and the total row settings. In my template, we have special styles for various purposes. You can see on the style pane. I have to manually select the proper style for the header row, which is table cell 11 left, for the table body part, the table cell 10 center, and for the footer part, the same table cell 10 left. Now I have an almost perfect table. I just need removing the character formattings such as coloring, bold text, and so on. I have to select the needed cells and reapply their styles. Okay, so this table seems to be standard formatted. Using word macros means the next level towards perfection. With them, we can complete lots of things. We are able to detect table formatting problems because we can build complex conditions into the search functions. We have to recognize that the presentation of various errors is not so easy, not to mention the difficulty of navigation to the site of the problem. With this technology, effective error correction where human interaction is required is not possible. I must mention that the search function in huge documents with hundreds of pages can burn lots of machine resources. I mean CPU or memory, and it can cause blinking screen or freezing Word application. As we can code business logic with macros, the table reformatting process can be improved. Simpler border formatting can be achieved and applied to the inserted data table. For the selected table, it is also possible to use the expected table cell styles on the designated parts. If we have a good prescription about the table caption formats, we can code this logic for supporting the smart table captioning. To summarize, with word macros, not all, but many authoring functions can be achievable. However, we must consider that this is an outdated technology, so it hides a few disadvantages. Let's see what can I do with my Excel table if I have a special macro dedicated to finding small fonts in tables, and another one to format the table to the expected appearance. It is quite easy to record my actions in Word using the Record Macro button. On the Developer tab, the Visual Basic environment is available for further editing. You can see my script for searching small fonts in the tables less than 10 points. If you have a macro, you can easily add its launch button to the Quick Access toolbar of Word. I can use my searching macro to check the tables where the small fonts are used. It can detect the problem and highlight the place. We can go one by one and decide to stop or move forward in the list. As you can see in my quick code for seeking small fonts, it has to repeat the searching with all possible font sizes. And now I'm copying the data table from my Excel sheet to my Word document. And I will apply my earlier create change the external table to the standard format. We can see in the code snippet that there are separate parts to format the table borders, to change the header row and the footer part as well. And predefined cell styles are used in the dedicated places. Now I add another launcher button for this formatting macro to make it available anytime for any table. After selecting my recently pasted table, I could start this function. As you can see here, the table borders are updated with the styles in the various places of the table. The header row, the body part, and also the footer part are formatted with the needed table cell styles. Step to the next level having cutting-edge technology in a Word add-in. It can fully support the medical writing task, focusing on the specific problem areas. Special, dedicated add-ins can be useful in verification of the submission-nominated Word document. They can effectively cope with enormous and complex documents. For example, with a 400-page document within 1 minute. Additionally, they can not only detect the issues, but also recommend correction options by navigating to the site of the error. Lots of table-related inspection modules are available to detect table position, formatting, and styling issues. There are smart caption inspection where the wide range of problems is detectable. The best solutions are designed to provide flexible configuration and customization options. For table transformation, various functions are available. Thus, the reformatting process can be improved by the creation of a complex table format description. This format description includes a lot of table properties, such as table border styles, cell styles definition, in parallel with the table position and captioning text, and the numbering settings. Having a flexible tool, the table transformation does not cause headaches anymore. So you can create a standard table bundled with the proper caption with a pair of clicks. If you have already added the data table, the separate table title insertion is also possible. During transformation, you can apply the selected style from the list of allowed table styles. Or you can transform all the selected tables to the default standard format with just one click. Additionally, you can reformat the table header rows in a correct manner, aligned to their real number. Now, I will show you how we can handle the pasted external content formatting to the expected table format, if we have a professional tool. This is a document having different table problems to be detected. In OnStyle, I can select the needed table and caption insertion modules and add them to my favorites inspection group. Let's see how OnStyle can find and fix the table problems with the lowest effort. I click the Favorites button and all the modules are executed. Then the found issues are displayed on the result pane. I can review the table-related problems one by one, and OnStyle navigates me to the given place. And now I'm checking the small font-related problems. Now I ask OnStyle to correct all the table fitting issues just with one click. I will do the same with the other group of issues. Now we can see what OnStyle can do with the smaller fonts. It can correct them by increasing the font size one by one. or all together, saving my time? Let me demonstrate shortly how OnStyle can transform an inserted table. Now I'm copying the well-known rich formatted data table from my Excel sheet to my document. I don't have other tasks, just select Apply Table Style function and set the header row number to the expected format. And this table is reformatted with the correct border and style settings. If I don't need the character level formatting, I can click the cleanup button and now everything is perfect. I think Zsuzsa has collected much more tricky examples that will raise your attention.
Internal hyperlinks are usually used for referencing document parts such as sections, tables, or figures. External hyperlinks can point to any website or any external document. These references help the user to navigate in large documents or make it easy to check the referenced source. But what if they're not working properly? Hyperlinks can be easily corrupted by changing or removing their targets. In addition, hyperlinks should be often formatted in a special way which helps the user easily recognize them in the document. In most cases, this special formatting means blue colored text. I will show you a very short random test document. It contains a few traps that can be hardly recognized manually. Searching through blogs of different Word experts, I found that Word cannot help too much in these issues. Perhaps looking inside the field codes in the document with pressing Alt and F9 help us to find some of the issues. Using OnStyle, all issues are listed only in a few seconds. In the first section, you will see a references for Table 1 and Figure 1, but these references are not linked at all to the table and the figure. In the second section, there is a link to Table 2, but the target of this link does not exist. This can be recognized only if you click this link and Word navigates you to the beginning of the document. Third section contains a hyperlink with the text Table 3, but the target of the link is actually Table 2. Probably the table was removed and the hyperlink text was not updated. The last issue I want to show you in this link pointing to an external target, but the link is not properly formatted. I can fix this issue and format this link to the required format. Another very useful function of OnStyle is to export all links of the document into a simple Excel sheet, which can be a base of further hyperlink reviews or checks. These hyperlink modules can help the user to find issues in the document which are not recognizable manually at all. When introducing an abbreviation in writing, you will usually need to define it first. But in a longer document, you may use quite a lot of abbreviations, and they may be scattered throughout your writing. In cases like this, an abbreviation table can work as a reference point for your reader, meaning they can look up any abbreviation in one place rather than having to find them where it was introduced. Typically, this table will appear early in the document, just after the table of contents, or at the very end as an appendix. This table lists all abbreviations alphabetically and describes each abbreviation alongside its shortened form. Pharma companies usually have a style guide for advice on defining abbreviation and how to list them. But how to create the abbreviation table? You can create it manually by going through your work and noting each one down, then adding them all to the table at the start of your document. This could take a while in large documents with plenty of abbreviations. Or you can open an existing document with similar content and copy the abbreviation table to your document. This solution looks much quicker, but has some traps. You may miss one or another abbreviation appearing in your document, or the copied list may contain rows which are not necessary for your document. Advanced users can find some articles of Word experts with some tips and tricks, like searching all abbreviation-like words in the document with a regular expression, copy them to an Excel sheet, clean up, and add the description of each abbreviation, and then copy back to the document. Sounds like a bit complicated, but it works. Or you can use an add-in to let the abbreviation table created automatically. Let me show you these methods. In the first demo, I will try to search all abbreviations in the document using the advanced find feature of Microsoft Word. This regular expression searches all words which contain only capital letters and numbers, at least 2 of them. You can, of course, refine this regular expression for patterns with slightly different structure, but let's go with this one. I highlight and copy all results, and then copy them to an Excel sheet. Here I can quickly remove all the duplicates and sort the abbreviations alphabetically. The next step is to add the descriptions to all abbreviations. This can be done by searching through the document or an acronym list of the company. To speed up the demo, I have already done this step. Now I have the list of abbreviations. I can copy them back to the document. The second demo, we are creating the abbreviation table of the same document with OnStyle. It takes only a few seconds in this short document, but in large documents, we can generate the abbreviation table in 1-2 minutes as well. The base of this function is a large dictionary containing pharma abbreviations, which can be extended or even completely changed by the end user. In addition, OnStyle searches for containing capital letters and numbers as well. You can see that a lot of the descriptions are already filled, but there may be cases where the user has to edit manually. The title of the abbreviation table is also added based on the preferences. In our next short demo, we have a test document which contains already an abbreviation table copied from another pharma document. Now let's see what are the issues with this solution. I start the abbreviation module of OnStyle, and in a few seconds, we can see some findings. There are plenty of entries in the table which are not used in this document. If I click on the issue, OnStyle navigates me to the table row. I can check and remove them from the table one by one, or I can remove all rows with one click. Now let's check another group of the issues. OnStyle has found abbreviations in the document which are not listed in the table. I can add these to the table. OnStyle always adds these new items to the end of the table in order to find all changes in the table easily. Yes, now we have broken the rule about the sort order of the abbreviation table, but no worries. In the next run, OnStyle will report this issue, and we can correct it again only with one click. If we start the abbreviation module again, then we can see that our document is fine. All abbreviations are listed in a correct way. The abbreviation module of OnStyle contains additional modules for checking the correct place and format of the definitions. As you probably noticed the spoilers on the previous slides and demos, OnStyle can sufficiently help the authors and the QC reviewers to increase the quality and the efficiency of their work. OnStyle is a Word add-in customized currently for the life sciences industry. However, it could be useful also in other areas where a lot of documents are to be created, which meet specific formatting requirements. It supports the authors as well as the QC reviewers to efficiently create standard documents, and these standards can be checked at any time during the authoring and QC process. How does it work? OnStyle functions are fully configurable according to company as well as to the HR standards. A new ribbon in MS Word is introduced, which contains powerful configured authoring tools. Some often used standard Word functions can be also placed into this ribbon, which lets the authors to work without navigation all time from one ribbon to another. The document elements, like tables, figures, or lists, can be inserted into the document with a few clicks. The configuration of the tools ensure that the items are inserted always in the required format. The validation modules are also configured to the company standards, so they can report all places where the document does not meet the formatting or content requirements. The author or reviewer can easily navigate to the issues, can add a comment to an issue, or can immediately start the correction for the issue, or even for a group of issues. The issues and the corrections can be exported to a report. It is possible to easily change the entire document format with few clicks. This feature is quite useful when a new version of the company's style guide is to be onboarded, or some legacy documents are reused and they have to be converted to the current standards. As I mentioned earlier, different document types or even different parts of the authoring workflow may require different checklists. In OnStyle, the individual checks can be grouped into so-called inspection groups. The inspection groups are organized in inspection sets. The user can start an individual module, a group of modules, or the whole set. The user can modify inspection sets according to their daily work. The issues found by the modules are displayed in the inspection result windows, where the user can display additional information about the issue. The user can navigate to the place in the document where the issue was found, correct one or more issues automatically, add comments to the issues, or create the report with all findings and corrections. Here is the current list of available inspection modules of OnStyle, and the list is growing dynamically from release to release. The underlined modules have an autocorrect option as well. Almost all modules can be integrated to an automatic batch validation. Do not panic, I will not demonstrate all these modules. You can download the list of modules with some explanation from our website. I have already mentioned some abbreviation and hyperlink modules. Zoltan has demonstrated some modules that find table issues. Another OnStyle module, or rather a group of modules, is the Harvard reference style checks. They are very useful when the reference section and citation are written in plain text, or the output of a supporting tool is converted into the text. This is our solution for the Word documents. I asked Zoltan to give you a tip for the PDF documents.
As the counterpart of Word document validation, we need to validate PDF documents as well, because in the process, new problems can appear. Among the PDF validation options, I cited the interactive, semi-automated batch validation mode and mentioned a perfect example of it named OnTrack. So OnTrack is the DACHS answer to the challenges of technical compliant PDFs. This solution supports pharma-specific validation of multiple PDFs at the same time. Let's see how OnTrack works. You just need to upload your PDFs into the web application and the validation starts immediately. In the bottom left corner, you can follow the status of the validation, such as in progress, passed, or failed. If you select the process document, you can see its content in the Preview tab in the center, and its validation result in the Validation Result pane on the right. Validation results are grouped by categories, for example, pages, bookmarks, or hyperlinks. Failed checks are marked. For each issue, you can see the page number where it is found and an explanation. You can directly navigate to the page where it is found, and you can check the finding. If you have any comments or questions about the given issue, you can add them to it. When you finished the validation review, you can download a comprehensive validation report and share it with the needed participants. It doesn't sound difficult. OnTrack gives you a wide range of flexibility to configure the validation rules. In the workplace, multiple category folders can be created, and every folder can have a specific validation rule set. Next to the automation of PDF validation, OnTrack supports manual QC tasks too. Thus, you can store the questions about manual checkpoints in the given folder. For any document in this place, you have to answer these questions and record the results of the manual quality checking. Not only our OnStyle has a rich list of inspection modules, but OnTrack can also provide a quite long list of available automation checks. Currently, we have 53 PDF checks, and this number is growing continuously. You can download the current list from our website. Due to the shortage of time, we won't go one by one. I would like just highlight the topics covered by these checks. For example, document properties, initial view, pages, bookmarks, hyperlinks, annotations, and the configurable manual QC. And with this, we have reached the end of our slides.
Just in a nutshell, what we have learned today. There are techniques to save time and effort and reduce the risk of non-compliance. Early Word and PDF validation is advisable in the submission process. And what's even more important, that appropriate tools are available on the market. These tools can provide powerful automation, having numerous checks and fixes to eliminate deviations. We introduced also some good examples like OnTrack and OnStyle.
We appreciate your time and attention. We hope you found our webinar valuable. And we also hope that we managed not just give new information, but also to arouse your interest in our solutions, OnStyle and OnTrack. Should you need further information, more detailed demo of the products, or request trial version, you can use these addresses as the starting point. Thank you again, and we are waiting for your questions. Okay. Zsuzsa, can you see questions on your side?
Just a minute, I try to read it. Yeah, these are a bit small. A question came directly: which program should be used to open the OnStyle modules available on your website? I think the modules itself are not available on our website. The descriptions are available. You can download them and check what are they, for what can be used for these modules.
Okay, thank you. I have a direct question. How long does the configuration of OnStyle take for a pharma company? Okay, that's a pretty good question. So I can say that it entirely depends on the customer's requirements. So if there are simple demands, not really deviating from the default on-style settings, the custom configuration can be available within just 1 or 2 weeks. In case the customer would like to have total custom UI settings with multiple document verification and editing options, it needs more time to collect all demands and finalize the user requirements. But the technical configuration itself is quite fast. Okay, I have another question. Maybe Zsuzsa, it would be perfect for you. So, does OnStyle support different languages?
That question could mean, I think, 3 different things. Maybe the question was if OnStyle can handle documents in different languages. If that was the question, then my answer is definitely yes. The expected language of the document can be configured in OnStyle, and we have even check modules for checking of the document contains the expected language. We had experience by the customers with US English, British English, Chinese, and Japanese configurations. The question could be as well if OnStyle can run in different Windows or Word localizations. If that was the question, then yes, we support, and the OnStyle was tested on all EU languages and plus Hindi, Chinese, and Japanese. Or the question could be if OnStyle is the UI of OnStyle is available in other languages. No, it's currently available only in English, but we have on our roadmap to translate the UI elements and messages to other languages.
Okay, thank you. This answer. Okay. I received another one. In the OnStyle trial version, are there all functions available or just the limited ones? How long is the trial period? So in general, the trial version lasts for 2 weeks, but we are flexible. So if you need more time, it is not a problem on our end. Additionally, the trial version is fully functional, so you can try all features of OnStyle with the default formatting and validation settings. It means that you cannot create a productive document just for testing purposes. because of the style settings are different, but you can use some customer independent checks and fixes on your existing document. So I think it's a good possibility to everyone to try out on style. Okay. Zsuzsa, have you got anything?
No, I'm as a guest and not possible to add questions directly to me. So
Okay. Okay. So should you have any further question, we are open to answer it. So I hope we can collect all the questions, right?
Yes, Zoltan, there was one more question which came on to me directly. I can read it out if you like. It says, many thanks for this presentation. I saw when you added the table 500 mg, is it also possible to format to 500 space mg?
Zsuzsa?
yes. I suppose you meant the symbol in the table which had 500 mg, and there is OnStyle is capable to define symbols before and after spaces or even non-breaking spaces. Then it will edit like this.
Okay.
Thank you.